What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Arrows here, and we have a new Lorcana video for you guys. Are you ready for this? I'm so excited. So this is like so over the next couple weeks, we're gonna be doing decks from Reign with cards from Reign of Jafar, and they're gonna range from being really good to this. Now, I'm not saying this deck is bad. I'm just saying I feel like this deck can be good, and I feel like coming out of rotation, depending on how reprints go, this deck could actually be like really fun to play, especially like multiplayers. Why don't people do decks that are specifically good for multi? I know why, because it's not a competitive format. But I think this deck has a ton of potential to be really fun. And if your opponent's not ready for what you're going to do, they can be very caught by surprise. So we're going to talk about racers, but not any type of racer. We are, of course, talking about racing at the Snuggly Duckling. Now, before we get into the deck list, if you guys do not know, the Snuggly Duckling came out in Ursula's Return. It is a 2-cost inkable location that costs 2 to move a character here, and it has 9 willpower. So it could potentially stick around as something that you can play really early too. Now, it doesn't gain you any lore, but it has the effect of routine ruckus. Whenever a character with 3 power or more challenges another character while here, gain 1 lore. If the challenging character has 6 or more, gain 3 lore instead, which is super cool. And you think, but arrows, racers don't really have that like potential. Racers do now in cards like Candy Drift and what are we doing with my life? Candy Drift and the new Wreck-It Ralph red Ruby card that is coming out in Reign of Jafar. They both give an absurd attack boost to another character. Candy Drift gives it to any character, and Wreck-It Ralph gives it to a racer. And then the downside effect of Candy Drift is it is banished at the end of the turn. But because it doesn't boost your defense 90% of the time with how the racers' stat lines work, you're going to lose whichever racer you're attacking with anyway, which sets up really nice little combos here with the Royal Racer King Candy from set 7. Whenever one of your other racers is banished, each opponent chooses and banishes one of their characters. And the new King Candy that we're getting in Reign of Jafar, King Candy Sugar Rush Nightmare. When this character is banished, you may return another racer card from your discard to your hand. So you can cycle through your racers, and it's going to be a ton of fun. Now, again, I preface, I don't think this deck will be super competitive in any way, shape, or form. We are using cards from post-rotation. I have made this deck budget, so we are running Maui Hero to All instead of Maui the Half Shark, because that card is a little bit pricey. And unless you already have it, you can put it in this deck instead if you already have them and you want to mess around with racers. But if you don't, it's fine. So let's get into the deck. We have 4 copies of Vanellope von Schweetz. She's just a 1-drop. It's important to have your 1-drops here, and also keep in mind that because she is a racer, if we give her a boost from Wreck-It Ralph, she can KO something more than likely and get you 3 lore under the Snuggly Duckling. This deck is very much built around doing things at the Snuggly Duckling. We have Tafta Mutton Fudge. She's another 1-drop, Ruby 1/2. When you play this character, if you have a location in play, each opponent loses a lore. We have another one, Tafta Mutton Fudge at 2 for a 2/2 that quests for 2. In the late game, these are important because your opponent, if they're trailing you, they need to kill these 2/2s, which might leave some of your other threats open to stay alive. Also, if they have to kill her, with the King Candies, you can recycle through stuff, which is really we have Vanellope von Schweetz, the Spunky Speedster. She is your 2-cost. Essentially, she is Ruby Sir Hiss. More or less. She's a 3/1 on stat line, quest for 1, and has evasive. Calhoun gives up her marine ways and becomes a racer in Arcasia's Island. And we get Calhoun, the battle tested. She's a 3-cost inkable, 2/4, quest for 1. When you play this character, you may choose and discard a card to give chosen opposing character -3 until the start of your next turn. This is also really good if you have something challenging on the Duckling. You can play her, discard a card, give something -3, give your racers a chance to stay alive a little bit longer. It's also very important to note there are many, many cards in this deck that recycle racers, so you're not actually discarding because you'll be able to get those cards back later on. In our 3-cost slot as well, we also have King Candy, the Sugar Rush Nightmare. We talked about him at the start of the video. 3 cost, 3/2, quest for 1. When this character is banished, you may return another racer card from your discard to your hand. Fantastic. We can recycle those Wreck-It Ralphs to give us more +4s. Under the Snuggly Duckling, we can do some serious damage. Adorably's Winter Pop. While this character has damage, she gets +1 lore. Again, she has 5, so if we can hit something for like 3 and we live, then she gets plus on that lore. Kind of like the Donald Duck from Into the Inklands, I think that is where that one's from. Gloyd Orange Boar. Gloyd, he's throwing candy corns, so we love him. Fierce Competitor, he's a 1/2. When you play this character, each opponent loses a lore and you gain a lore. Another 3 costs. There's a lot of 3 costs in this deck. Like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So a lot of our like core is in like this 3 cost slot, which is honestly not terrible. We have the new Wreck-It Ralph 4/2 on the stat line. Quest for 1, 3 cost, inkable. He's a backseat driver, and don't we all hate that? When you play this character, Chosen Racer gets +4 power for the turn. This enables us to hit those 3 lore gains off the Snuggly Duckling. And honestly, at 6, you're probably going to KO most threats in those challenges. So then we have our King Candy Royal Racer. He is a 2/2 on the stat line. Whenever one of your other racer characters is banished, each opponent chooses and banishes a character. He quests for 2. He is 4 cost uninkable. And the other cool thing about this deck is that there's only 9 uninkables in this deck, which is really, really solid. Wait, I think I missed one. Did I miss one? I did not miss one. One of our only non-racers in this deck is Moana. She's a 4 cost, 4/3. Whenever this character challenges another character, another chosen character of yours gains +3. This is another great way to get some extra attack into another character to get those 3 lore. The other effect of the Snuggly Duckling is if we don't have 6 or higher, we're going to do at least gain 1 lore as well. So we can quest in with this, give a +3 to something else, quest in with that. It's a good time. Tafta Mutton Fudge at the 4 drop. She's a 3/3, a sour speedster, quest for 1. Shift 2, so when we can shift her onto any of our other Taftas. Once per turn, when this character moves to a location, gain 2 lore. So there's a solid amount of passive lore gain in this deck as well. Coming into our other 4 cost slot, we have another Vanellope Von Schweetz, the random roster racer. This one is uninkable, 3/3, quests for 2, but she has Rush, which is also very important. When you play this character, she gains evasive till the start of your next turn. We love hitting evasives, especially when we get some power boosts off them as well with our various power-up cards. Then we got our boy, Fix-It Felix Jr., the pint-sized hero. He's a 5 cost, inkable, 4/4, quest for 2. Whenever you return a racer card from your discard to your hand, you may ready chosen racer character. They can't quest for the rest of the turn. This is really cool. We have a lot of cards that add racers back to our hand. With him on the field, we're going to be able to untap stuff and do some cool shenanigans. Assuming we're in the Duckling and we live through that first attack. And we got our other non-racer, but I can see Maui. I can see Maui having fun driving a race car, can't you? We have Maui, Hero to All. Obviously, this card does not survive rotation, but then again, neither does the Snuggly Duckling. So this deck is clearly going to be just for funsies after August. He's 5 cost, 6/5, Rush Reckless. We all know what Maui is. He's fantastic. Then we have our Calhoun. Courageous Rescuer, 5/5, shift 4, but she's a 6 on her own. Quest for 2. Whenever this character challenges another character, you may return a racer card from your discard to your hand. Then, of course, that triggers off with Felix Fix It, which will fix a Felix, which will let us stand another character. We can challenge with the Calhoun, get a racer, return it back to our hand. It's a 5. It's more than likely going to live through whatever you're challenging. And then we can challenge it again. If we have somehow given her a power boost somehow, we're going to be getting like a lot of lore off her. Really good card. Then rounding out our characters, we have Wreck-It Ralph, the Big Lug. 7 cost, uninkable, 7/5. Shift 5. Whenever you play this character and whenever he quests, you may return a racer character card with cost 6 or less from your discard to your hand. If you do, gain 2 lore. That, of course, triggers off with Fix It Felix. We love it. For our actions, we're only playing 4 copies of Candy Drift. Draw a card. Chosen character of yours gets +5 this turn. At the end of your turn, banish them. Because it's not boosting any of our willpowers, a lot of our stuff is just going to die in that challenge. So we're not really taking like the negative of having to banish a character. We're going to draw a card, giving something a big boost, and if we're at the Snuggly Duckling, then we gain 3 lore. And of course, the Snuggly Duckling, which we already talked about. I love this deck. I'm gonna really try to piece this deck together for some fun games. I think it's really good. I don't think it's gonna be like super competitive, but I definitely think it's cool to have like a pseudo tribal deck going on. And then obviously like post rotation, this deck will obviously be kind of obsolete unless the Snuggly Duckling gets reprinted. I don't think there's anything else in location wise that gives you lore when you challenge. I'm pretty sure it's just this and Thebes, which are both leaving post rotation. Maui is going to be gone. You can up any number of your other characters that are in this deck to replace Maui. But outside of Maui and this, everything stays. You could also run healers in this beforehand if you can make the room for Rapunzel, gifted with healing, or any other. Should be the main one. But if you want to keep this deck cheap, you could throw in Julietta Madrigal to heal damage and draw a card. But that's an entirely you choice. I try to keep it as this is probably like the first tribal deck, minus like Moana and Maui. But Moana just really fits in with this theme of giving things power boosts, and Maui is honestly probably one of the best like combination cards with the Snuggly Duckling. You could run the shark. I was contemplating Maui's fishhook, but I don't know what I would take out to put in. If you guys have any suggestions, I would love to hear them. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Are you excited for Racers? Do you think they have potential to be a fun little rogue deck in the Reign of Jafar format, which officially starts on this Friday when Reign of Jafar releases at your local game stores? We have a ton of videos coming out for decks that I think are going to be really cool to play. Like I said, ranging from super competitive to really fun like this. But don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Ding the notification bell if you want to be alerted to whenever we post any TCG videos. We're going to try to get some more Final Fantasy videos out. I've been experimenting with recording. What I did on Tuesday didn't work, but we are going to be back on that next week. Hopefully getting some good games recorded for you guys. But anyway, you guys, stay safe out there. Have yourselves a great day. And as always, I will see you when I see you. Bye.